Hey, everybody, I hope you're feeling fantastic about everything you have coming up here today. I got my favorite question the other day. And once again, I've got to make a video on this topic because when I get the question of what is the biggest myth or the biggest problem in all of health and wellness, and certainly fitness and nutrition being a big part of that, what I say is literally, I feel like I'm the only coach out there really saying this. And yet, to me, it's so the elephant in the room. It's so critical that I don't understand how other coaches are not talking about this and explaining it in the way that I'm about to now, because it is critical. It is costing people so much time. It is wasting so much of people's time. And it is also getting people injured, and it is making people feel really demoralized about their fitness and their wellness efforts. So, okay, what am I getting at? What is the big problem in fitness? What's the big myth? It's this whole notion that you can do someone else's workout or someone else's meal plan and be super successful with it, that you're going to be using your time effectively, and that you're going to maximize the safety profile of that endeavor, and that you're going to get fantastic results from something that's not meant for you at all. Okay. Now, let me get into the philosophy on this a little bit. If you're going to buy a car, sure, you can drive any car. Any driver can drive any car, right? So it really just comes down to style and personal preference. Any car will get you around as long as it works. I get it. But when it comes to your body, things are not like that at all. If you just decided, hey, that person over there seems healthy, they seem to be doing these certain drugs. They're taking a certain dose of Coumadin every day, and they're doing this and this. I'm going to just start taking those too. You can't do that with meds. You cannot start taking someone else's meds at those doses and think they're going to help you. Why? Because your physiology is so incredibly different than theirs. The same happens, and I know this is a big leap for a lot of people, but the same happens with nutrition planning, with meal planning, and certainly with exercise prescription. It's more so with exercise, but it's the case with nutrition as well. And now I know this is a major leap because the way people are wired to think about exercise is that exercise is beneficial for you if it's hard to do, it's not easy, if you're not resting too much, but who's to say what too much is, right? There's a lot of science behind rest periods, but most people are just thinking about, well, you shouldn't be resting for very long. You should keep in action, okay? A lot of people think they should be working up something of a sweat, okay? And then a lot of people just feel like at the end of it, you should be fairly tired. Now, those four things mean almost nothing when it really comes to evaluating how effective your exercise prescription is. And let me go a little further. Your exercise prescription not only needs to be meant for you, but it needs to be meant for your levels where you are that day. And that's going to radically change. I've had clients who will go on vacation for a week where we can't meet, even though I meet with clients online, they're going to be on a cruise or something where they can't do that. And so if a week goes by, we're regressing a little bit. We're not necessarily just picking right up where we left off a week or so ago, because now what's happened? Well, potentially their circadian rhythms are off. They've been completely off from training with me for that week. They're potentially eating in a very different way, and so therefore their joints, their muscle recovery, everything's going to be a little bit different. So we don't just pick up with the same workouts that we had a week ago. We've probably got some regression. Okay. On the other hand, if someone is very consistent week after week in what we're doing, well, we're going to bump up those intensities when appropriate. We're going to bump up the durations a little bit. We might increase the number of sets so our total volume can change. And that's all very clinical. I mean, that's all by the book. We've got tons and tons of research as to how to personalize exercise prescription and nutrition and meal planning. And the very important thing is if you're not taking advantage of all the data and all the information we have to formulate exactly what's going to make the most sense for you and for the time you have allotted, you're leaving a lot on the table. And so in an hour-long workout, you might have 5 or 10 really productive minutes. And the rest of it could be maybe a little bit productive, but you could have done it in 5 minutes. And also risk of injury, the safety profile. You could very well be overtraining or undertraining and just not really hitting the sweet spots necessary. So what I think the biggest problem in fitness is this notion that, oh yeah, don't worry about me. I've got a great exercise program. I go to this Pilates class. The teacher's really good. Whoa, it's a class. They're not tailoring to you. And frankly, most of those instructors don't really understand the science of exercise prescription in the first place. And again, same goes for meal planning. I've seen people tell me, oh no, I downloaded a meal plan. It's good for losing weight. Well, okay. I mean, we have to find out how much protein your body needs first. And that level is going to change as well as you're gaining more muscle. And we need to find out how many carbs are going to be appropriate and what kind of workouts you're going to be doing. And there's a whole, a whole series of different guidelines that help us to craft the starting point of what your nutrition plan should look like. So anyway, I think you get it. This is the biggest problem in fitness and wellness. There's a reason why 95% of people who attempt fitness generally don't see the results they're looking for. And it boils down to science. That's the bottom line. It boils down to you need to be able to apply the science that's particular to your body, your current fitness levels, your joints range of motion, your recovery. So many factors go into this. So anyway, everybody, look, I hope this has been helpful. I hope it's giving you a way to look at your wellness pursuits in a better, more clinical way. As always, reach out to me. It doesn't matter where you live. I can work with you myself over Zoom. I can give you some of the answers that you're looking for, and we can start to go from there to create a personalized plan for you, whether it's through my app or meeting with me one-on-one in Zoom, or just through little follow-up phone calls, whatever it's going to take. Let's get you to the next level. I'm already looking forward to your health and your fitness success.